Alright guys, in this video I am going to introduce you to the terminal. So if you click this button in the top left, this allows you to search your computer for programs, and if you click TER or type it in, then it's going to pop up, and just click this right here. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the terminal. This is your new home. And just so you don't have to type, go into here and type TER and find the terminal every time, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to right click it and hit lock to launcher. So then whenever we close out of it, we can just click it again and boom, there you go. So like I said, this is your new home. This terminal is pretty much a command prompt which gives you complete control over your entire operating system. So from here we can navigate around our computer, we can create files, we can read files, we can create new directories, a whole bunch of stuff. And if you're thinking, you know what, why am I using this thing when I can just use, like I've always used with Windows, just, open up some program, a text editor or something, typing it with my keyboard and mouse. Why do I need this weird old school looking terminal or shell window, whatever you want to call it? Well, the reason you need to be familiar with this is because let's say that you're some kind of systems administrator and you have servers all around the world, maybe one in Montana, maybe one over in China. Well, you just can't fly over there and sit at, a computer and pop up Windows and start, typing in all your commands to manage that server. You need to connect to it remotely through your own computer wherever you are. So whenever you connect to it, you don't have this interface that you're looking at right here. You have something that looks like this. And from here, you can remotely access that server and run all of your commands. Also, let's say that you're making some kind of cool new robotic. Well, if you just have a little, handheld robot, you obviously just can't, like shove a monitor into the back of it somewhere and expect to see this interface right here. Instead, what you do is you plug in or you access it, maybe through a little USB port, and you got a terminal where you can type in all the commands, manage all the files, and everything like that. And the most important reason we want to use this is because it looks cool and it looks like we're a hacker. So that's actually not the most important reason, but it is pretty cool. So what I'm going to do, just so this is, I don't know, a little bit more comfortable, is, and this is just my personal preference, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to right click here and hit Profile, Profile Preferences. Now you see how, here let me show you guys, you see how this little cursor right now is like a block? Well, growing up, I never used this block, I always had like a little I-beam, so I'm just going to switch this to I-beam. Hold on, my Alexa, stop. Alright. I got that Amazon Echo. It's like this voice activated thingy from, I don't know. That I just set a timer because I'm making pizza. And it's pretty cool because I don't have to get out of my chair. I can just yell to it to stop. So pretty lazy. But anyways, whenever I switch my cursor to an I-beam, you guys can see that the cursor is now a blinking I-beam in. I don't know, I'm just a little bit more comfortable with that than that big blocky looking cursor. Now another thing I want to do is I just want to change the default font, and this is just so it's a little bit easier to see in my videos. So let me select this. Alright, that'll be pretty good. So I'm going to close this. Looking good. So hopefully you guys can see that on YouTube. If it's too small, then I'll bump it up again. Just let me know. Alright. So I didn't even type anything and I'm already confused because I don't know what all of these weird symbols mean. Well, I'll explain this real quick. The format of this little syntax right here is first, it's the username. So remember, I am logged in as Bucky, so that's why it says Bucky. Now, after the username comes an @ sign, and after this is your host. In other words, it's just the name of your computer, and mine is Ubuntu. Now after this is the path. Now this little squiggly, this means my home directory. So if you ever want to see more information about what directory you are currently in right now, you can just press PWD and hit enter. This means print working directory. So what we're going to do is we're going to navigate through our computer just like, here, let me show you. So basically, with Windows, what you can do is you can navigate with this little, it's called Windows Explorer. Go to your downloads and then maybe go to your desktop, and everything is visual. Well, that's essentially all we're going to do, but we are doing it through our command prompt. Ugh, got like a thingy in my throat. Alright, so right now we are in home/Bucky. And for this demo, it might actually be a little bit better if you guys can see what's visually going on. So I'm going to create a sample file right on my desktop. So I'm going to hit right, and I'll just hit new document, empty document, and I'll just name this, I'll just name it like story. So story, and hit enter. Now let me double click this, and I'm just going to add some text to it. Again, you guys don't need to do this if you want, but I just want a sample file so I can like edit it, delete it, show you guys all the simple commands. So I'll just write like my name is Bucky and I love pizza. So if I just hit save, alright, so we now have a file. So let's hop back into the terminal, and let me show you guys how to just read the contents of that file first. So anytime you want to display the contents of a file, if you hit CAT, it allows you to do that. So now you have to write, what file are you trying to read? Well, it's on my desktop, and the file name is story. So pretty much the path to that file. Now hit enter and check it out. It says my name is Bucky and I love pizza. Well, how did I know that this desktop/story was the proper path and it wasn't home/Bucky/desktop/story? Well, I kind of jumped ahead, but now I'm going to show you guys how. What the heck is going on? Hold on, my antivirus thing is popping up on my host computer. Alright, anywho, alright. So we already know if we want to find out what directory we are currently in, you hit pwd. So we're in Bucky right now. Now, if I ever want to know all the files that are inside Bucky, I can just hit ls. So this lists all the files and directories that are inside Bucky. So from here I can go into my desktop, downloads, music, all that fun stuff. Now there's also some other commands that you can do, and one of them is ls -l. Now this -l option, I'll show you guys what this does. It gives you more details about these directories. So for example, desktop, and I'll show you guys what all these permissions and other stuff means later on. But if you ever want more information or detailed list of all the contents, then use -l. Another thing that you can do is ls -a. Now this -a parameter, in Windows you have hidden folders or hidden directories. That's what this -a does. It shows you not only the regular folders and files, but also the hidden ones. And in Linux, hidden files are sometimes called dot files. Now usually, like this one right here, .config, .cache, .local, these are all the files that are usually hidden to a user. Now, as I was saying, you typically don't want to edit these files because they're hidden for a reason. They're usually configuration files, or they're needed by some other program, and they're just the settings. So don't edit any configuration or dot file unless you really need to. And you see how my screen's getting kind of messy right now, there's just a lot of text on it. If you just type clear and hit enter, then it's just going to give you a nice blank screen, and you don't have to close out and open your terminal again. Now, the last thing I want to show you guys in this video is one other command. So if I ever want to list the files, then I go to ls. That's going to list all the files, and we already learned about L, which is the detoed version, and an A, which gives you the hidden files as well. You can also combine them into LA. So ls space -LA. So what this does is it gives you the best of both worlds. It not only shows all of the hidden files, but also the details of each. So that's how you find out what directory you are currently in, how you display the contents of a file, and also how to view all of the files and folders in whatever directory you are currently in. So there you go. If it sounds kind of overwhelming right now, I promise Just stick with it. It's going to become natural after like I don't know, probably like 2 more tutorials. All these commands are going to come second nature. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next video.